passage is about working from home, and there is another name for working from home. It's also known as telecommuting. Let's look at the first one. Working from home, otherwise known as telecommuting, has become possible. Okay, first sentence, definitely no error, right? Possible thanks to a combination of technology, more employee-friend policies. Wait a minute, something is wrong here, okay? So yeah, it's supposed to be friendly. It's supposed to be an adverb. Employee-friendly policies, right? So it becomes like an adjectival type of description, okay? How about the next one? And COVID-19. Okay, so thanks to more employee-friendly policies and the COVID-19 pandemic. What about the next one? Telecommuting works well. Seems all right. Yeah, no error in that particular sentence, right? How about the third sentence? Certain jobs, it works well for certain jobs that do not require a lot of face-to-face contact, but it do not. Can you see? Something very weird going on here. Yep, it should be does, because the word it, right, is a singular subject. So subject-verb error here, take note of that, yeah? Moving on. It does not apply to jobs where social contact is required. So far, so good. I am actually following the logic. How about moving on? While working from home sounds like an ideal practice. Okay, so therefore, when I see these two sentences, I need to go back and forth, up and down. It's very different from PSLE where they tell you the error, you identify and then you move on, right? Here, I need to go back again and go like, do I see any error here? It does not apply to jobs where social contact is required. Seems fine. While working from home, seems fine too. So I suspect it's an okay sentence, and true enough, it is all right. Okay, next. While working from home, see, notice here the logic of the sentence continues. Okay, so while this is sounding like an ideal practice, and I'm going like, hey, something is going on here. In reality, so there's a contrast happening here. Good. So I want to be aware that the logical sequence of this is a contrast happening here. Then I go back to it again. I'm going like, what are they trying to say? They are trying to show the difference between what is happening in real life as we are working from home and what actually is ideal, what people think working from home is like. Okay, and it's not as conducive as it sounds. So I'm beginning to sense that maybe working from home isn't so perfect, right? And therefore, I realized that the word practice here has a spelling error. At least from the context of British English, we distinguish between practice, which is a verb, and practice with a CE. Okay, so up to this point in time where I see the two sentences happening, I need to pause a little. There's a logical flow that is actually happening here, okay? And the logical flow that continues here is actually that of a contrast. I notice that the word while tells me a contrast is coming out, so I need to be very sharp right now and decide what would be my next answers, right? Okay, so when we look at this, we realize that the contrast here is between working from home as a kind of ideal situation that people think about, but it may be very different from reality, okay? So here we go. In this case, I notice that it's really trying to say working from home isn't as awesome as it sounds like. So then I realize, there is a difference in spelling here between practice, which is a verb in British English, and practice, CE, which is actually a noun. Okay? So then I need to start correcting, right, for everything else that I have talked about just now. And therefore, I need to change the word verb form of practice to the noun form of practice.